There are many folks who accuse the media of becoming an echo chamber where only certain views from one ideology or one group are shown. And then that's all you hear, or you have a yelling match when you do bring on other views. We, in our own little way, try to reach for something more than that. And we try to talk to a lot of different people. And we want to look back at some of the engaging that we've done with all types of views and all types of people. Some of it happened out in the grassroots level when we traveled to Florida during the midterm election recount, and I tried to really spend time with and understand what the Trump supporters there had to say. I gotta ask you, who's your friend here?
Oh, this is Desiree. She's a little Trumpster.
Now, when did Desiree first decide she was for Trump?
Oh, when he was running. When he was running.
Okay, what's it say on the back? There you go, Trump MAGA.
Trump puppy. He is not a Democrat. Like Trump said, we keep winning. We keep winning, and we're not tired of winning, and we're going to fight for every legal vote that counts.
That's the grassroots. We've also spent time talking to a lot of different people across the spectrum, which includes people who support Donald Trump, who endorse Donald Trump, who are even his formal surrogates. Let's take a look. Do you think Donald Trump tells the truth most of the time, part of the time, or most of the time not the truth?
Okay, so this is what happens when you come on a show like this. I'm getting boxed right now, and what you guys want me to say is, oh, no, he's a liar, and say anything. I know him for who he is.
If they had run towards Donald Trump, they very well could have been reelected.
This is interesting, because I think you're wrong, and I think what you're saying makes no sense, but it's interesting to get you on the record. Midterms, if they were held today, who do you think would win the House?
I think if they're held today, we'd have a tough time holding the House. I really do.
I haven't made the argument the president should fire Bob Mueller. I believe that Jeff Sessions should, and I believe we should use the apparatus.
Well, Jeff Sessions is recused, you know that.
Which is quite a shame.
You understand that you have a legal obligation to comply?
Yeah, I have a legal, technically I have a legal obligation.
It was true. I was telling the truth.
You were telling them the truth about a lie?
No. Well, okay, so yes.
Yes, you were telling them the truth about a lie.
I'm going to clarify that if you allow me to.
You are allowed. You're getting time here. I think you're on a little bit of a legal island.
Isn't this ridiculous?
No, it's not ridiculous, Sam.
Is it November?
So not ridiculous.
November.
I appreciate you coming in and taking the question.
And I'll come back.
And I'll come back, and they're all welcome back. Quite a year now. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.